I hate when the Coyotes lose to LA. It just hurts a little bit more, Petey. Oh,
you know what,
tough.
though? This one is tough when you look at the schedule all the way from the beginning. Coming back from a long road trip, this one was tough.
Yeah, they were kind of destined to lose this game. But alas, it
the
doesn't hurt
Kings.
any less. It doesn't hurt any less.
It's the Kings.
It is the Kings. Thank you all so much for tuning in to the PHNX Coyotes Postgame Show presented by Four Peaks. Sports aren't the same without a Four Peaks in hand. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Leave us a 5-star review. I'm Leah here with Petey. We got Craig calling in from Mullett Arena shortly. Petey, I know you're busy, so
I'm just working. That's fine.
I'll do the 60-second summary.
Why don't you do the 60? It's 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
Well, you're texting.
Okay. Don't worry. Don't bother me.
Okay. All right, let's get into it. Started off when the Kings scored a shorthanded goal, which that kind of just set the tone. And the Kings are 8-0-1 when they score first, and that is now 9-0-1. Cooley turned over the puck on the Kings' second goal 5 minutes later. Coyotes had a couple breakaway opportunities in the first. Zucker, Crouse, all on shorthanded, or the Crouse one was shorthanded. Not good enough. 2-0 Kings after one. Trevor Moore scores in the second, but then Lawson Crouse scores. We just got confirmation that the goal was changed to Lawson Crouse, although there was some confusion whether or not Matias Maccelli touched the puck. But just now, Lawson Crouse gets the goal from Bjugstad and Maccelli. So
Maccelli
still gets a point.
And Crouse still gets a point.
Yeah, and we'll talk more about Crouse a little bit later. So it's 3-1 Kings at that point. Coyotes outshot the Kings in the second. And then in the third, Coyotes had 3 minutes and 20 seconds of power play opportunity, couldn't capitalize. Power play chance in the final minute just wasn't enough to overcome LA. I don't know if that was 30 seconds or a minute, but
yeah, this one is an interesting game because when we talked to Andre Tournier at practice this morning, the one thing that we asked and didn't end up putting out on Twitter, but was he commented on how tired the team was. Our team is tired and they needed to take naps and they're tired. And then we asked them about the first game back after a long road trip, and he said, "Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah.
And you got to try to come up with energy." And I think that they did. I think that they had energy, and I think they had scoring opportunities, and I think they had opportunities on the power play. But they didn't have that last little spark that you want from this team, especially from their top players. I don't think you saw that from Keller or Schmaltz. That spark that needed to drive this offense. And to be honest, this LA King team is good. This is one of the top teams in the West. I mean, you can throw Dallas and Colorado and Vegas in there too, but this LA King team is if not the top team in the Pacific, I'm not sure who is, because it's not
Edmonton.
Yeah, so it's Vegas and LA are gonna be at the top of this division. So it's a really good hockey team. And you know what you can't do? You can't create your own problems. You can't gift it to the other team. And it's so unfortunate because this Coyote team just kept giving it away. Like when you're tired and things are against you, you make the game simple. Do simple things. Off the glass, dump it over the red line. Just keep the puck out of the middle of the ice, and continually the Coyotes threw the puck in the middle of the ice, and it come back to bite them a few different times tonight. Yeah,
it absolutely did. Let's get into the numbers tonight. By the numbers, presented by Desert Financial Credit Union, Arizona's #1 credit union, named by Forbes. Coyotes ended up actually outshooting the Kings, which is shocking. In the end, 30-25. Big one here. Yotes 0-for-6 on the power play. It's pretty unacceptable, especially for a Coyotes team that has had a pretty proficient power play up until this point. LA 0-for-4. Block shots 11-16. 16 on the LA side, and then shot attempts, Coyotes had 65, LA had 50. So I guess not for a lack of shots on goal, more for mistakes made and not capitalizing on those power plays.
Yeah, well, you look at some of the opportunities they had in that first period. They have 3 breakaways, and you don't get a goal. And Schmaltz rings one off the post that could have changed the game. Crouse gets an opportunity, and he's unable to score. But this team's got to score on the power play. This is a team that needs to generate offense, and they've done a great job. They were 5th in the league coming into tonight. Prior to the last 2, they had scored 9 goals in their last 7 on the power play. They were buzzing, and now that's 2 consecutive games without a power play goal. They didn't get a power play in the Winnipeg Jet game, and tonight going 0-for-6. Yikes, this team, so they're now 0 for their last 8. And it didn't feel like they were buzzing on it. It didn't feel like the goalie made great saves on it. Matter of fact, they're -1 on the 6 power plays with the turnover at the blue line that causes a shorthander for the Kings. The power play just wasn't going tonight, and it's too bad. I think this team, we've talked about their ability to get offense and struggle for offense when their top players aren't playing, and you put on top of that their power play's not going.
Yeah,
they're behind it. I mean, they're really in one unless they can get those things going.
Yeah. Well, Craig actually had the opportunity to catch up with Sean Durzi after the game. Sean Durzi, obviously the point man on that first power play unit. So here's what Sean Durzi had to say about the power play struggle.
Just one from me. Just wanted to ask, I know you talked about missed opportunities, but the power play in particular, what were you seeing on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think Morsey had 4 or 5 blocks that were, big plays. We had our looks there too, plays that, even myself, I can put in the net. I know that for sure. They sacrificed the body pretty well, and thought they did a good job. But again, pressure, small plays. A few times we had them hemmed, and we didn't bury. And I know that's something that we really pride ourselves on, is if we're at the top of our game, and we got a team hem like that, we can make them pay. So just small things like that. Team of that caliber, they're going to sacrifice, and I know what they did tonight.
Yeah, and you saw it. The other stat there that was on by the numbers was the block shots. And Durzi talked about Moore's getting in front of the shooting lane and blocking shots. This is 2 consecutive games where the Coyotes are struggling to get pucks through, and the opponent's blocking a lot of shots on them. This is the first time that I can remember this season that the Coyotes had more shot attempts than their opponent. And if you got a goaltender that's in there struggling, Copley has 1 win on the year, you've got to get more pucks at the net, and you've got to get in for that second opportunity. It just never felt like the Coyotes could get that offense going for that second opportunity, especially on the power play.
Yeah, and it's just frustrating to watch because, especially in the second period, they outshot the Kings immensely. It just felt like their mistakes got in their way, and we talked about the turnovers. Logan Cooley turned over the puck on the Kings' second goal. Matias Maccelli passed across the middle of the ice, right in front of his own net, and got intercepted. So it just and it kind of goes back to what you said about Bear talking about the team being really tired. And I bet you if you looked up stats of teams playing at home after long road trips, it's probably pretty challenging, which
especially going from east to west with the time
playing
zones.
A team like LA, they're not playing, I don't know, like Chicago or something. Sorry, Chicago. But
you're right.
It's tough.
And you talk about those mistakes too. You look at those 2 mistakes by 2 young players, by Maccelli and Cooley, and this is the second game in a row where Cooley's really struggled in his own end. I'd really like to see him clean some of that stuff up, and I think for him, being a high-skilled player, he wants to make good plays.
Yeah.
And he wants to make a backhand play up the middle of the ice and make a really good pass that goes for, an offensive opportunity. The play there is to get the puck off the glass. He feels pressure. I get it. He sees the 2 King players coming at him. Puck's just got to go off the glass. And I think that's got to be the instinct of these players now is, you know what? Sometimes it's okay to be smart. And let's just get the puck off the glass and live another day. And I think that's what happened on the Cooley one. And then Jason Demers, one of our co-hosts here at PHNX, said on his Twitter that not only did he turn the puck over, now he chases the puck. All he has to do is stop, and he's on Kopitar. Kopitar's right there. Just stop. Let the defenseman do the work and chase the puck. You've got Kopitar, and then that goal maybe doesn't happen. And with Maccelli's another guy. What do we talk about him all the time? His ability to make plays and his ability to make passes that other people can't make. Well, he tried it again. And a backhand play that deep in your zone just is not a good selection for him to make. He can't make that play there. If you want to try a backhand sauce 200 feet down the ice on the other end, try to make that play. But it's unfortunate that he threw it right on the tape of the LA King forward, and that's 2 goals, and you can't do that. And then they give up on the power play. They threw the puck away in the middle of the ice, and Moore takes that back the other way. So really self-inflicted 3 of the 4.
Yeah.
This team isn't good enough to make mistakes.
Yeah, it's so true. And Nicholas said losing Hayton and McBain really hurt our ability to drive the net with the puck.
Yeah.
And that's something as well. And unfortunately, the injury bug is just something that is the reality of this team right now. Again, on our Twitter at PHNX_Coyotes, Jason Zucker addressed that this morning. Talked about the next man up mentality, but it doesn't take away from the fact that you're losing 2 center ice and on a team that is lacking center ice depth. And I know, there's been a lot of conversation about Boyd being on the top line. Like it is what it is, but it just, the things that was making this team click in those early wins of the season, they just don't have that at their disposal anymore.
Yeah, and I talked to Bear this morning about this team's depth. We were walking out of the ice den, and I just, I said, if this is 2 or 3 years from now and you talk about this team's depth, they could probably survive these injuries because the guys are coming up through the system. But right now, especially at defense in the middle of the ice, they just don't have that depth. And he said, yeah, if it was a couple of wingers, we feel like we could fill those holes and fill those gaps. He said, the middle of the ice is hard.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
And you're missing 2 centermen. And to your point, Leah, not just missing 2 centermen, you're missing 2 centermen that do a lot of work in front of the net and in the blue paint. And that's hard to replicate. Like Kerfoot tries on the power play, but he's not what Barrett Hayton's been doing in front of the net. And nobody can do the job that McBain does at driving the net. So those are 2 big losses. Again, not to make excuses, because every team in the league has injuries at this time of the season. But you've got to find a way to not hurt yourself. And here's the other thing. When you come home, we talked about being tired, and you are tired. And that's sometimes the coach has to remind guys, hey, we're tired. And let's just play simple. Let's get through this one. Let's get our feet underneath us, especially that first 10 minutes. And I don't think they did that. I don't think they kept the game simple enough early. They come out of this first period 0-0. That might have given the spark, might have been enough to keep this and push the game along. But coming down 2-0, I think they dug a hole so big they couldn't get out of it.
Agree. Craig is on his way up on the stairs as we speak. So before he gets here, I'll remind you that it's already Black Friday this week, Petey. It's Thanksgiving. It's Black Friday. And if you're thinking, oh my God, I got to start my holiday shopping.
It's time.
Get some Shady Rays.
Shady Rays.
I mean,
everybody likes sunglasses.
Everybody likes sunglasses.
Can't
they
go
have
wrong.
So many different styles.
And if you do go wrong, you can get...
you can return them,
yeah, they're
replace
great.
them.
Customer service, phenomenal.
Amazing.
Great.
I'm bummed I missed JD on the show for JD Rays.
Yep.
But Shady Rays currently in their biggest sale of the year for Black Friday. Don't miss out on the deals for shades. Snow goggles. If you're a skier or a snowboarder, I didn't even know they had that.
Nor if you just want to look cool in the backyard.
Yeah. Or creepy.
Put those snow goggles.
And get this for someone like you who wears sunglasses. Prescription sunglasses.
Yeah,
who wears glasses. Yeah. So great option as well. You can go to shadyrays.com and try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people.
What a cost-effective stocking stuffer, Leah. Thank you.
I agree.
I'm doing it for everybody.
I agree.
Right now.
And we'll talk a little bit more about the Coyotes' lone goal that it was eventually changed to Lawson Crouse. And it was funny because you and I were talking about the betting component of that. And it's like, it actually, like in the age of sports betting, it matters so much because if you had a Lawson Crouse anytime goal and you're thinking that wasn't Maccelli, that was Crouse. They did eventually change it to Lawson Crouse. We'll talk more about that when Craig gets here. So if you had Lawson Crouse anytime goal, congratulations. You probably won a bet over at BetMGM. Lawson Crouse is on a heater right now. 8 goals in the month of November alone. Before tonight, his 7 goals was tied with people like, I don't know if you've heard of these guys, someone named Sidney Crosby and another guy named Austin Matthews. Don't know if you know them. Wow. Only behind Kyle Connor with 9 in November. So Crouse continues on a heater with his 8 goals, but you could have won yourself some coin over at BetMGM. And of course, I reached out to my betting correspondents, Shane and Sean, and for my BetMGM parlay pick of the week. And this is what I got from Shane, and he calls this one the We Won the Breakup Special. And this is all for the Suns taking on the Portland Trailblazers.
Okay.
This is the parlay. DeAndre Ayton under 12.5 points.
Okay.
Devin Booker over 26.5 points. DeAndre Ayton under 9.5 rebounds. And Kevin Durant over 28.5 points.
Wow.
Plus 900 over at BetMGM. So, I don't know. Shane's pretty good at this betting thing. Might want to get in on it. Sign up for BetMGM. Use bonus code PHNX. You can place your first BetMGM Sportsbook wager through the BetMGM Sportsbook mobile application of at least $10, and you'll receive $200 instantly in additional winnings regardless of your wager's outcome. You can check out the show notes for full details, and now listen to Shane talk about the disclaimer.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Colorado, D.C., Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Louisiana, Maryland, Mississippi, New Jersey, Nevada, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, Wyoming. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 New York. Call 1-800-327-5050 Massachusetts. 21 plus to wager. Please gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP Arizona, 1-800-BETS-OFF Iowa, 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help Michigan, 1-800-981-0023 Puerto Rico in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. U.S. promotional offers not available in D.C., New York, or Ontario.
All right, and we will now bring in Craig from the Mullett in just one moment. And I did see the super chat. I promise we'll get to it in a little bit, and maybe Craig can shine some light on that as well.
Sure.
But Craig, we're gonna have the audio issue. Hold on, it's not your fault, Craig. It's all good.
Isn't it? It's all your fault. Is there
It's
a song?
There's a
song.
song.
Yeah, it's all your fault.
You yell at goalies at Mullett Arena.
Craig's heard that a lot. It's all your fault. Probably not a mullet, but in his playing days,
It's all good.
It's all Craig's fault.
Craig, just hang up and call back, and we'll get you in. Sorry about that. But anyway, let's read the super chat now, and then we'll ask Craig for his thoughts.
Okay.
So Chris sent a super chat. PD, how is a team like LA so dominant on the road? 7-0-0, first in the league in goals for?
Well, it's funny because there's really no rhyme or reason to it on the road. You've got to look at the schedule and who they're playing teams. Are they getting teams on 2, 3, and 4? Are they getting teams on back-to-back? Now, at least for the early games, Chris, but what happens now is it's a thing. And once it becomes a thing in your locker room that guys are aware of and they're watching, well, now they believe. And so now their next road game, they're going, gosh, we're 7-0-0 on the road. Let's make it 8. And you really start to believe that you can keep that run going. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah.
Like it just keeps going. The first few ones, it could be luck. Like tonight, the shots off the post, but now they believe. Now they believe they're a great road team, and so they will be. And this team is talented enough. This team is really good up the middle of the ice. They're incredibly fast. They're big and strong. This is a really good LA King team. So they're being at the top of the scoring. Actually, they're second right now, points per game behind Vancouver. Actually, after tonight, you're right. Wow, that's updated already. But this is because they're so deep. This is what the Coyotes want to be a few years from now. They want to be this deep up the middle of the ice. And when you're deep up the middle, man, it's a tough to defend and tough to beat teams that are that good up. That's what wins cups. Is teams that are that deep down the middle of the ice. So I think the LA Kings right now, I wouldn't want to have to face them on the road because they believe. This is a team that believes, and if they're getting wins like that with their backup goaltender, look out.
Yep. All right, let's bring in Craig from Mullett. Hello, Craig.
What's up, guys?
Hi, Craig. Why didn't you wear the stocking hat today? I don't know. By the way,
Oh my God.
I shaved too, buddy.
I know you look.
For you.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw my Twitter today. I tweeted a picture of you,
but that wasn't me. I don't know who that was.
I got so much like that. Like I've been tweeting for a couple of years now. That tweet caught fire. Just there's that many people interested in the Craig Morgan wardrobe and vibe that I can't even tell you. Did you see all the people comparisons? Rock band, boxing promoter, trainer, rapper. Like you had some good stuff going.
Leah, let me ask you something. Does that photo look anything like this? I mean, do you see any resemblance? I don't think it was the same guy. I don't know who that was.
Just like the mullet magician. We don't know who he is.
Just like the mullet magician.
Beanie. Who is that man in the beanie? I don't know. What's his name?
It might be somebody having to do with the Coyotes fashion. Who knows?
It's the person designing all the new fashion lines.
That's what it is. Well, Craig, what was the mood at the Mullet underneath after this one was over?
I figured it was going to be the case, but both Andre Tourigny and Sean Durzi said it. It was just about missed opportunities tonight, right? They had a lot of chances. Really, in that first period, they had some great A's that they could have finished. They didn't finish theirs. LA finished theirs. It was kind of that simple to me. And then you look at the power plays. Was it over 6 that they finished on the power play?
Yep.
You can't have that happen. That big double minor where they couldn't convert. You just gotta take advantage of those opportunities. Of just one of those nights where the other team finished and they did not. It's that simple to me.
Yeah, and we got to hear from Sean Durzi talking about that very same thing. And he's, he couldn't get shots through. And we saw this 2 games in a row where they're getting a lot of shots blocked. This team is going to have to find a way to generate offense. And it's been a problem for this team for years. And now, luckily enough, early in the season, they've been able to score. But man, this offense can't dry up. They've got to find a way, and luckily they've got more games at home. They're tired from their long road trip, so hopefully that comes back. What else did Andre have to say after the game, Craig? Other than that, did you talk about the tiredness that we talked about this morning, or did you have any other comments?
Well, he did. I mean, he didn't mind their energy at all. And I think you heard him say it today at the skate that he thought that they came back revitalized after, like he said Sunday, like guys took like 2 naps. They were wiped out. All of them were wiped out. I talked to Bill Armstrong tonight. He said he was wiped out as well from this trip, but they felt like they got a good day of rest and they felt pretty good at the skate today. So they didn't think that energy was that big a deal. And again, when you look at this game, I didn't mind the Coyotes game tonight. I mean, there were mistakes, of course, but LA made mistakes too. They just didn't find the back of the net like the Coyotes did. So it was an okay effort from them tonight. They just didn't get the result. But like you said, they have a lot of home games coming. My concern, of course, is something that you guys were talking about earlier. They don't have center depth on this team to begin with. They're still without Barrett Hayton and Jack McBain for a little while here. You would have liked to have those guys when you're on one of these home stretches where you feel like you can make some hay. Instead, you're having to make do with a patchwork lineup, and that's really tough on an NHL team, but especially a team like the Coyotes that just isn't that deep up the middle.
Yeah, for sure. Craig, I want to ask you about Connor Ingram because I don't think anything tonight was really his fault. It's just a bummer because Connor Ingram coming into tonight was on a 5-game win streak, was undefeated at home so far. A bit of a bummer for him. I know you had an article today at gophnx.com about the goalie rotation and all of that, and you guys talked in depth with that about that with Eddie Lack on Saturday. But what was your thought on Ingram's game tonight?
Well, like you said, when you look at the goals, they're good goals. They're goal scorers' goals. LA picks some spots, but you want your goaltender to make some big saves too, like at the other end of the ice. That's what was happening for LA tonight. So that can be the difference in a game like this where maybe you're not finishing. Your goaltender has to give you a chance by stealing a couple of those great shots. That didn't happen for him tonight. And again, I'm not faulting Connor Ingram. I didn't think he had a bad game by any stretch, but he just wasn't able to come up with a couple spectacular saves that might have helped the Coyotes stay in this game.
Does this play into the every other now again? Now it's okay to play veggie now.
I mean, even before this game, like when I talked to Andre today after the skate, he wasn't even considering it at this point. They're still going to keep rotating goalies. They're not seeing it the way I think outsiders are seeing it. They think Vejmelka's still giving them a chance to win. They think he's playing well. I'm not sure I agree on some of those counts. I've seen some things that are more concerning from Karel Vejmelka, but they don't feel like that there's a great deal of separation between these two guys right now. And they also like the idea of keeping them both fresh. So we're going to see the rotating goalies for the foreseeable future. Now, he obviously didn't close off the idea that they would go to one guy at some point this season if they felt like one guy was giving them a better chance to win, but that point is not now. So we're going to see Karel Vejmelka against the St. Louis Blues. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah, I'm just going to leave with one thought on that topic because we have talked about it a lot over the last few shows. I might agree that Karel Vejmelka's had some quality starts and he's had some good games and they didn't have the goal support to help propel them to a victory. I agree with that. But at some point, 5-0 versus 0-6 is a number that's most important from the coach's room. To me, I think that separation comes in wins and losses. Whether it's real or imagined, those are wins and those are losses. So I start to look at it from the outside or even from the inside of the locker room. Players know this guy's winning, this guy's losing. So, yeah, now that Ingram's lost, I think that you can throw out that big win streak of his out the window and now we can go back to the every other. But at some point, I personally believe, and I am not a coach, I sit behind a microphone, I think they have to go with the goalie that's winning hockey games. Okay, I said it. I'm done.
Mike Richter said that in the story today. It was cool to talk to Mike Richter because he was obviously part of that tandem that set the record for the longest streak. But he said, aside from saying maybe the sample's not big enough for the Coyotes to make that determination yet, and that's fair. You usually like to have fair. Like a 20-game sample with a player before you start judging trends. So they're clearly not there yet. But the other thing that he did say is players are aware of it. They know who's winning and who's not. And sometimes just a guy's approach, a guy's demeanor, the way he goes about his business, as Mike said, can bleed into a team and they just have more confidence. That could be factoring into the fact that up until tonight, the Coyotes were scoring almost 2 goals more per game for Connor Ingram than they were for Karel Vejmelka.
Yep, I agree, Craig. And we saw that with Carter Hutton, and we love Carter Hutton, and we love his his bar in Nashville. But when we saw him give up, he had a tough beginning of the year that year, and you could see it on the bench when he'd give up the second goal of the period, guys. It was over. Like, guys' shoulders dropped on the bench, and it was really hard to get them motivated. So I can see that. We'll just have to keep an eye on it as it goes along. And you know, I think it's something that we need to watch closely, because this team is it's not like the last 2 seasons when it was okay and you're fighting for last and you're trying to get draft picks. Right now, they're thinking playoffs. And so every point matters. So I think it's something we need to keep an eye on.
And what's coming Thursday? Thanksgiving cutoff. They got one more game before it. I don't know if they're going to be in a playoff position on American Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just, you know, I know the injuries are a big part of this, guys, but Pete, you and I have talked about this a lot. It just feels like this is this team, right? Yeah. They feel like a 500 team. Maybe something will change over the next segment of the season, but this feels like a 500 hockey team to me, and that's okay. That's progress considering where we were the last 2 seasons. You know, Bill Armstrong said it himself. This is not a playoff team. He didn't think they were, and I don't think the coaches or the players are going to agree with that. But you can see the holes, and especially when they have injuries. But you can see the holes in this roster still.
Blatantly asinine said, all last season, Petey complained he could never predict the starting goalie. Now we can always predict the starting goalie, and Petey's still complaining.
Blatantly, you got it. It's so on brand for me, though. But
Petey complaining about something?
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. But you're right.
That's so funny. All right, changing gears for just a second. We got confirmation literally as our countdown was going that the goal was changed to a Lawson Crouse goal, now making it his 8th of the year, all 8 goals coming in the month of November. Bjugstad and Maccelli still get to keep their points on it. Each get the assist. Maccelli has now recorded at least 1 point in all 7 home games this year.
That's
How's
incredible.
that for a nugget? Yeah, I mean, Lawson Crouse is on fire. Not only did he have the goal tonight, he also had 6 shots on goal, and therefore, Lawson Crouse has that desert dog in him. And we put 1 point because we were pretty convinced it was his goal. So 1 point, 6 shots, as we said. And he also had that big hit in the 3rd period on Spence. So I feel like Lawson Crouse has been a really reliable guy, especially in the month of November. And if I had to pick a star of the month, he might be it.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that, man. And you look at the goal scoring tear he's on right now. We've talked to Lawson about trying to hit the 30 goal mark. He's way past that pace right now.
Yeah, he had 8 goals in the last 10 games, and we had a graphic during the game, Craig, that you couldn't see because you were at the rink, but they were saying the goal scorers for the month of November was led by Kyle Connor with 9. Lawson Crouse was tied with Austin Matthews and Sidney Crosby with 7. Well, now he's got 8, and so he trails Kyle Connor for the most
Don't know if you've heard
goals.
of those guys, Craig.
Yeah. Hey, Austin Matthews, the future Arizona Coyote, Austin Matthews. But he's a goal behind the most prolific goal scorers in the league for this month of November. So Lawson Crouse, after a slow start and an injury, man, he is simply on fire right now. And I'd like, you know what, the big hit he had in the 3rd period where he would get physical, I would like to see that. And I loved it. Great hit. I want to see that more from Lawson Crouse. I want to see that part of his bag of tricks that it becomes, Lawson Crouse is on the ice. I want teams to fear, oh my goodness, he's on the ice. Not just that he could score.
It's funny you're saying that.
But
it's funny you're saying that because his nickname when he came into the league was the Sheriff, right?
Yeah.
And that hasn't really fit his persona in the NHL thus far. But if he starts hammering guys the way he did on that one hit and then starts
scoring
the way shooting, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, he could really fit the bill.
And those are on the power play. Like, he's a skilled player, too. It's not like he's just hitting them off his shin pads and they're going in. Like, those are great shots. He's been effective on the power play. Offensively, he's been good. He can make a pass, receive a pass. Got a great shot. And you add, he's really big and he can put you through the glass. Oh, boy, that elevates your game to a whole new level. Like, there's some big hitters in this league, but they're very, very, very rare when you can find a guy that can be physical and can add to the offense. So, boy, I hope we see more of that in the games to come from Lawson Crouse.
We kind of saw that from McBain a little.
Physical
and scoring.
Exactly. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Anyway.
And that's why this team needs to get healthy because they're just not deep enough. They could throw out Crouse on one line and then McBain's up next, and then you throw out your skill line after that. They just need to get healthy again, and they have to do it soon because this can slip away in a hurry if this homestand gets away from them.
Yep.
All right. Well, last thing, Craig, before we let you go, let's take a look at the upcoming schedule because we talked about kind of what the Coyotes are in right now. St. Louis comes to town this Wednesday. Then they have a couple days without games. Thanksgiving, obviously, on Thursday. No game Friday. And then, on the road to Vegas. Tough. 8 p.m. for us. It's a tough matchup for both the Coyotes and for us. Us versus an 8 p.m. start. And then it doesn't get any easier in the following week because you have the Tampa Bay Lightning coming to town. You have the Colorado Avalanche coming to town. And then the freaking St. Louis Blues coming to town again.
Thank you. I know. Enough of the Blues.
Is this that year of the pandemic
right?
when they played the Blues 7 times in a row? Like, good Lord, Uncle on the Blues.
The good news about that schedule is it's a lot of home games. The bad news is it's all former Stanley Cup winners.
Yeah, Craig, tell me the nugget you had today. That was great with the Stanley Cup nugget. Was that Craig?
Yeah.
It's you looked at the schedule. It's the past 6 Cup winners that they're playing. Those 5 teams. Tampa Bay being the only team that won it twice. It's a weird quirk of the schedule.
That's unreal.
The next 6 opponents they play are the last 5 Cup winners. Or I think I got that right. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, maybe the Coyotes will be the 7th. Never say never.
Oh, buddy.
Too soon? Yeah.
No. Soon. We got our What Chaos tomorrow, right? Chaos Theory
we do.
coming again tomorrow. Looking forward to that tomorrow. We got some good topics, and we know they're going to bring it, so I'm looking forward to that. And just so you guys know, I had a good chat with Sean Durzi today. Really good talk with Sean Durzi today. So I'm going to have a story coming up on him midweek, and then after they play that Vegas game, I'm going to take a look at the Coyotes at the quarter mark.
Wow. We'll have to do that on the show next week then.
Yep. Sure.
Yep.
For sure. Well, check that out. Go PHNX.com. Craig also had his newsletter sent out tonight.
But it's only to diehards.
Well,
right?
The newsletter?
Yeah.
No.
That's everybody?
Anyone can sign up for the newsletter.
Well, who gets it? Never mind. Sorry, Craig.
Petey doesn't.
I don't know the rules. But you do a diehard only content.
Okay.
I do.
But speaking of diehard, Petey, how much was I losing my shit in the Discord tonight?
She was crying real tears at the Discord today.
We were all trying to get Craig going. That was killing me. Craig dropped a one-liner that was I couldn't even read.
She couldn't read it out loud to us. She was crying in her seat. Your one-liner on my napping habits.
Yeah.
And it was really good. It was so on brand and on point, and she's starting to tear up again. So the Discord was fire today. It was so good. And
the funny thing is all that's going down, and I'm not even anywhere near Discord at that time. So everybody's chirping me, and I'm not even there.
Oh my God, Craig. It was relentless picking on Craig.
But it was like everyone was nailing it. It was so funny.
And Craig's at the game. Like, you could care less. But that's fine.
Join the
Discord. If you're not a diehard, become a diehard. If you're a diehard and you're not in the Discord, what the hell are you doing? Get in there. It is fun.
Stuff. It's good stuff.
Like BC, the LA native here, jump in the Discord.
Yeah,
be a
BC,
diehard.
come in. Everyone's welcome.
Write that check. We'll give you a free T-shirt. Logan Cooley is one I suggest for you, BC. And wear that to Staples Arena.
Staples.
Crypto.com, whatever. It's Staples to me.
All right. Craig, any final thoughts before we let you go?
I got nothing else. Looking forward to the show tomorrow.
Me too. I really
2
am.
tomorrow?
2 p.m. tomorrow with Pete and DJ.
Are they
and
both
Sean.
coming on?
Yep.
Yep.
Sean.
If you missed it last time, and if you're not listening to What Chaos, you should be.
Yeah. Good stuff. They NHL news every day, but they have such a unique, funny approach to it.
Yeah, they make hockey fun, unlike our show.
All right, Craig. We'll see you tomorrow.
I kid.
Sounds good, guys.
All right.
See you,
Craig. Get home safe.
Bye. Oh, boy.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
Is that it?
No.
We got more to do.
I need to tell my travel story still. At that point, I just wanted to get in a car and drive home, which might have been easier, especially because I'm part of the Circle K Inner Circle.
There's Circle K's along the way?
I believe there are. Because
most of the way?
Circle K's are all over the country. And as a member of the Inner Circle program, I get all types of perks. And if you sign up for the Inner Circle, you can save 25 cents per gallon on your first 5 fill-ups.
5?
Gas is expensive. Save 25 cents per gallon.
How much does it cost to become an Inner Circle?
Nothing.
Free?
Free. All you do.
Is it easy to do?
All you do. Download the app.
That sounds easy.
And
I can even do that.
You could. You have apps. You know how to do that.
I do know how to do that.
Join Inner Circle for free by downloading the Circle K app today. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Visit CircleK.com for details. And I'm very excited about this next one because we have a new sponsor.
We do?
We have a new sponsor, and I couldn't be more excited.
It's another Christmas gift.
This is another amazing stocking stuffer.
Swear to God, I do it every year.
And
it's easy and
it's
cheap.
Arizona Lottery is our new partner.
Like me.
I am so excited about this partnership. I love getting scratchers. Like on my birthday, I got a bouquet of flowers with scratchers stuck in it.
Fantastic gift.
One. Like I won like a few dollars. Just the joy of winning, even a few dollars. The best stocking stuffer of all time because you just pick up a bunch, stick it one in everyone's stocking.
Great.
If you have a Secret Santa, a white elephant, throw it in the bag. Oh my God. I'm so excited.
Love
and
it.
scratchers start.
Great sponsor.
Start at just $1. There's
I
a
have that even.
scratcher for everyone on your list.
Craig does a $10 one.
Top prize is up to $500,000.
That would work.
Unreal. So go out and buy your holiday scratchers today.
Yes.
We're really, really, really excited about this partnership.
Those stockings.
And more to come with this. We're gonna have a lot of fun with this partnership.
I can't wait.
I cannot wait.
Where's those free samples?
They're coming.
Okay.
We're gonna do scratchers live on the show.
On the show?
We want you to scratch
Fire.
along with us. It's gonna be a blast. So yeah, Arizona Lottery, go get your scratchers. Get on them. Go check them out. You know where they sell them, by the way?
Circle K.
Yeah.
They do.
They do.
It's 2-in-1.
It is. All right. We're gonna table the game talk, and I'm gonna tell everyone my travel story. Are you ready? Is it time?
Can I just say one thing first?
Yes.
Did you see A-Root's comment?
The mullet magician is fun.
Did you see him leaving today?
He was so dejected.
He was so sad. He was so excited. He had new tricks he's been practicing. And Danielle got to see his tricks. Phenomenal. I don't know why he's not on America's Got Talent, but he was so sad when he had to leave. It's been so long since we've
miss
seen him
so much.
So let's root for a big win
well.
on Wednesday. We miss him.
We do miss him.
Let's hear about your travels.
All right. This is a Craig Morgan level travel story. This is a Montreal level.
We just wanted you to get home.
So, yeah, Petey was texting me, like, get home.
Get home.
Anyway, I have a flight Saturday night. I was in Disney World. I was in Orlando. And then I was in Miami.
Happiest place on earth. Great
time. Very rainy. And shout out Sam, who I met at Disney World. Listens to this show. So
That's
hello.
Amazing.
Anyway, I my flight's at 10, gets back to Phoenix at 1 a.m.
1 a.m. Great.
10 p.m.
Perfect
Saturday
time.
night. Great. So I board the flight. There's nobody next to me.
Perfect.
There's nobody in the middle. I was like, this is amazing.
Phenomenal
the doors
flight.
Closed. Boarding was so fast. I was like, this is great.
You got that far? You were on the plane.
On the plane. So
Nobody sitting by
so
you.
there's no one in the middle.
Sleeping all the way home.
I'm like, ugh. And I got to the airport so early, so I've been sitting there forever. So anyway, so they come on the thing and they say, oh, it's going to be another 30 minutes. Like there's a maintenance issue.
Okay.
And I was like, you know what? We're already on the plane, so
Can't be bad.
Yeah. So, I'm on TikTok, whatever, scrolling along, and all of a sudden they come back on. Well, I get an email that the flight's delayed till 11. And I was like, okay, another 30 minutes. Like, I can deal.
Okay.
So then they come on the speaker and they say, so the maintenance issue is going to take an hour to complete. And the problem we're running into is that our pilots are approaching timing out.
No.
And because of the time of this flight, that it's late, and the length of the flight, it's like 5 hours.
Don't have pilots now.
We're trying to find pilots, but we're struggling to find pilots.
Yep.
So we'll keep everybody updated. So I'm thinking this is not like,
good.
I just felt it in my soul that this was not going to go well.
No.
And Shelby, this was American Airlines, and I'm going to name them because they're pissing me off right now. So then, like, we keep getting emails, delayed. I get 4, like, all of a sudden all at once, and I hear someone behind me go, oh my God. And I look at my phone, it says, new departure time, 6:15 a.m.
And what time is it supposed to leave?
10. So they come on the speaker, and she goes, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I'm not going to sugarcoat this. Like, you all need to collect your belongings, get off the plane. The plane is not safe to fly. And unfortunately, we don't have any hotels available right now. So if you have a smartphone, take it out right now and go on booking.com and try to find yourself accommodation for the night because you all deserve that. And if you want to go to our service desk, we'll give you a food voucher.
Oh, food voucher.
But we will reimburse your
Wetzel's
hotel.
pretzels on the way out?
Yeah, right?
Wait.
So we'll reimburse your hotel. So
Great.
We got off the plane. Everyone is like so dejected. Like everyone's just silent. Like just
We're tired.
Yeah, exhausted. So I go up to the woman outside and I was like, how do I submit for reimbursement? And she was like, you literally go on the website and you upload your receipt and they'll reimburse you. And I was like, okay, great. So I call my mom at like literally mom MVP. I'm like, I need to find a hotel. I'm also debating sleeping there because I would have had to be back too early, but my mom was like, get a hotel, especially because they're going to reimburse it. I call 4 different hotels. Everything's full. Fuck. My mom is like online. Finally, she finds one. So then, and by this point, an hour has passed since I got off the plane. It's midnight. Yeah. So then I'm like, okay, I'll get a lift. So I'm waiting for the lift and it says 3 minutes away. 10 minutes pass. The car does not move. Uh-oh. Cancel. Let me try Uber. 3 minutes away. More than 3 minutes pass. Doesn't move. I said, screw this. I'm canceling it all. I'm going to the cab line. Yes. Because there's a huge line of cabs just sitting there. So I walk up to the first cab. The guy is asleep.
All right,
asleep at the wheel.
You're not asleep.
And I say, excuse me. And he's like, where are you going? I tell him the address. And he just like stares at me blankly. Yeah. And he's like, okay, get in. Doesn't get out to like help me with my bag. Nothing. I just like get in. I'm like shuffling my bag in his back seat because he doesn't open his trunk. Whatever. So we get to the hotel, which is somehow 20 minutes away and right next to the airport. I don't really understand. $50.
Like a cab thing.
$50 in a cab when the Uber would have been $20. Yep. Whatever. I get there. There's nobody at the front desk. I stand there for 5 minutes. They finally come. I check in, whatever. I go upstairs. 12:45 a.m. I get in bed. I schedule my Uber for the next day at 4:30 in the morning. I set my alarm for 4:10.
Perfect.
I go to sleep for 3 hours and
10 minutes.
10 minutes. I wake up to an email. Your flight is now at 2 p.m. And I'm like losing my shit, like full on losing my shit. And
2 p.m.
I'm like online on I'm on Southwest. I'm on Delta. I'm on Jet, like looking for a flight out. And there's like nothing direct and nothing early. And the reason I was so anxious is because I needed to be back. I had somewhere to be at 10 a.m. Like a very just like important thing in my life that I had to be back for 10. And there's no way I can be back at 10. There's literally no way. So there's one direct flight on American that was at 7:30 that would get back here at 10:30, but it was completely full. There were no other direct flights till the evening. But if Montreal taught me one thing, it was never trust the rescheduled flight, because this is what happened to me, Craig, and Jacob. It got delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed, and we ended up landing almost 24 hours later.
Flight.
And I trusted my gut, and I was like, I'm going to gamble on a connection. And it was a flight that left at 7. And I was like, at this point, because my mom was like, why don't you just go back to bed? Like, and I was like, you know what? I'm awake. Like, let's go. 7 a.m. to Dallas to Phoenix. I had to sit on a middle seat on one of the legs. But I made it home. That flight went perfectly smooth. Right. Made it home at 12:45.
Perfect.
Or landed at 12:45. So
12 hours late, but
12 hours late. Missed the thing at 10.
But you're home.
I'm home. I'm watching that other flight all day. You know what time that flight ended up
later? I have no idea.
7 p.m.
What?
It got delayed until 7 p.m. A 10 p.m. Saturday flight. Left 7 p.m. on Sunday. And I feel so bad for all those people. If any of you are watching this for some odd reason, I am so sorry. My soul goes out to you. But you know what, American Airlines? It's not as simple as simply uploading my receipt. I was on the website for 15 minutes, and I'm not stupid. I'm a millennial, a Gen Z. I know how the internet works. Where on your website do you upload a receipt?
Don't know.
Where? I literally submit a thing today. I'm like, show me where to do it. I get a response this morning. Thank you for your feedback. Like, we'll take, we want to improve your experience. So then I call American today. And the lady's like, yeah, so here's what you do. And I'm like, okay, I'm taking notes. She's like telling me the steps. And the steps she's telling me, I'm like, this is exactly what I did yesterday. And I got a bullshit automated response. So American Airlines, you owe me a shit ton of money for both my hotel, for my $50 cab, for my $15 Uber back to the airport, and for my Einstein bagel that I had
but
that morning, because I was not expecting to spend even more money in the airport. And I didn't get the food voucher because I didn't want to wait in the 100-person line at 11:30 p.m. because I just wanted to get the F out. F you, American! I'm home. I made it home, though.
Wow. You needed to do that.
I did. I really needed that.
You know how good you're going to sleep tonight?
I slept 11 hours last night, by the way.
That's really good. That is a great rant.
American Scarelines. As aviation...
Listen, we don't call it pack therapy for nothing.
Yes, exactly. We're all in this together.
Aviation, is that an American Airlines plane in your avatar? Is it? Danielle, can you confirm? You're right there. Is that
that's American.
Aviation 2929, American Scarelines.
Yes.
Oh, all right. Anyway, that's my story. Thanks for listening. I need
I'm
to
glad
get
you got
off
it
my
out. You
chest.
did need to cleanse.
I did.
And now hopefully you get your money.
Yeah.
That's why I don't leave. People always wonder why I don't want to. That's why I don't leave. I didn't have that problem on my couch last night. I was fine.
The good news is, PD.
What is the good news?
Like right now, the money is out. It'll hopefully come back.
Yes.
But in the meantime, it doesn't matter because we have a huge sale coming up at the PHNX locker.
We do.
Oh my God. Our Black Friday sale is off the charts.
Yes.
It actually might be our best Black Friday sale we've ever had.
Yes.
And it starts at 12:01 on Friday morning. So like
Thursday
night.
late. You'll still be up watching football.
Ready?
Not you.
Are you ready
but
for the deals?
I can't wait to hear the deals because I haven't read them yet.
Shirts
Yes.
up to 90% off.
What?
90.
They're already a good deal and 90% off?
Team gear at least 20% off. PHNX gear 33% off.
Love it.
Hats and hoodies $10 off.
Love it. I like
And
their hats
if
and
you spend
hoodies.
$75 or more, you'll receive a $15
That sounds like free money.
gift card.
Like 15, if you spend money, you get free money?
Yeah.
Buddy, it doesn't get
I
better than
can't
that.
wait. You can get our
The
D-back
Cooley
shirt. You can get the Cooley shirt.
all the baseball t-shirts from the playoffs.
Yeah.
How about there's a Rising shirt from winning a
Yeah.
championship? Did
There's
you know
a
they
new
won?
there's a new U of A shirt that's fire for all the U of A people out
Why
there.
didn't I see that?
Oh my God, you haven't seen the U of A
No.
shirt? I'll show you right now.
Have you seen it, Danielle?
I'm a Sun Devil,
Yeah, but,
and I will admit it's pretty cool.
oh, that's cool.
It's a pretty cool shirt. I'll
So
give them that.
I'm literally waiting till Friday to order this shirt. And there may or may not be some new Coyotes merch coming to the locker soon. Just saying.
What does it mean?
What do you? I sent you the
No, not
merch.
that. That. BTFD.
Bear the F down.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anyway, so check out.
that new Coyote thing that might be?
Yeah, it might be in the locker Friday. If not, we have it coming soon.
It's coming
and
soon.
it is.
Lit, fire.
Just so you know, a lot of you have been asking for this. A and B.
Is it the first of its kind?
It's
At
it's the
PHNX?
first of its kind at PHNX.
Of course, it's a hockey item, too. Oh, CWP, did you hear that? First of its kind, and it's got a hockey theme.
Just saying.
Just saying.
Just saying.
Coming
So
soon.
I'm excited. You can start putting stuff in your cart now so that when Black Friday rolls around, all you have to do is click checkout and it'll apply all the discounts.
Let's do it.
Do it. All right.
I need to get new shirts, too.
Now that we got all that off our
Okay.
chest, any final thoughts on the game?
You know what? Let's get back.
Back around.
Get it back around. This is going to be a tough game when the schedule came out after a 5-game road trip coming back, playing a really good LA King team. This was going to be a tough game that you needed to do two things. You needed to get through the first period without getting scored on. You needed great goaltending. And I don't know if Ingram was fine. I wouldn't say great. And they weren't able to hold these guys off the scoreboard for the first period. So this was going to be a tough game. They need to be better on Wednesday against the St. Louis Blues. St. Louis Blues have been better since the last time the Coyotes played them, and they're going to have to come with their A game. They have to win some of these games at home. This is the perfect time. We've talked a lot about Veggie. Veggie has to be better. Veggie has to be the first star on Wednesday. If he can be the first star, this team will get a win. And he needs to have one of those performances that we've seen over the last 2.5 years where he is outstanding. He needs to do that Wednesday. One, he needs to do it for his confidence. Two, this team needs him if they're going to go on one of these streaks. So let's see Veggie if he can do it. And I can't wait to see if they can get a little mullet magic because, well, we all know why I want to see that.
And it rhymes with mullet magician.
It does.
Another exciting thing, Petey, we completed another line on the punch card.
Again, great, but who the hell does things? Danielle, explain to me why we're doing it in 9.
Ask Sean. Ask
Well, I
Sean.
think
I
did
didn't
it.
make this. I'm just
I think
saying.
Sean did it as an FU out the door.
I didn't make this. I just updated.
It's tens. Do it in tens. It makes
Well,
tens.
It's 9, so
Okay,
it is
so
what it is.
there's 2 straight losses. They've
So
done
2
that
straight losses
for the 3rd time this season.
Yes, they have never lost 3 in a row this season.
Yep.
So will they or won't they? We'll find out Wednesday, but another line of the punch card is done, and they end 4-1. And as Craig said, they are very much a 500 hockey team.
Yeah.
So we will see. It's not a beanie.
I
I'm
was just gonna
sorry
say,
to
Nicholas,
just.
guess again.
I'm sorry to crush everyone's
Although a
hopes and
beanie is a
dreams.
good idea,
Yeah.
it's not a beanie.
Great idea. It's not a beanie.
Not a beanie.
I just need to squash that.
It's
but
something better.
I would
I'm
agree.
actually going to get this too.
I would agree that it's something better. But yeah, not a beanie. So
Especially as
sorry.
winter's approaching.
It is.
Okay.
Anywho.
No, so there are a lot more home games coming up, and they need to get a win. How's that? Because Vegas, Tampa, Colorado.
Yikes.
Although, how'd Colorado do tonight?
Ooh.
Too soon, Rudo?
Tough.
Too soon.
Tough. Oh boy. Anywho, we'll wrap up. Hopefully with the guys gone for 11 days, maybe they got their flooring replaced while they were gone.
Well, it's the time to do it. Is
Yeah,
when you're out of
when
town.
you're out of town.
I
Petey knows.
wish I would have been out of town. Left my wife stuck there dealing with it. That would have been the thing.
Sorry, Heidi.
Geez, sorry, Heidi.
Oh yeah.
I love the outcome. It's just that
it looks amazing. Petey was showing me pictures. Check out Empire. They have amazing quality product. The right product for your needs, quick and professional installation, and a price match guarantee. You can also do the thing where you see what it looks like in your house online. You don't have to leave your house to do it. It's fantastic. So right now you can schedule a free in-home estimate today, and all listeners can receive a $350 off discount when they use the promo code PHNX. Restrictions apply. See empiretoday.com/PHNX for details. And as the Coyotes are home so much over the next 2 weeks, go to the game.
Why
go to
not?
the Mullett.
Go to the Mullett. But tickets are so expensive and hard to get.
Not on game time.
Oh, not on game time? But the longer you wait, the better deals you get.
And it's so easy to use. Even Petey has used it.
I have used it. Blink 182, if you know, you know.
You can buy parking passes on there. You can look at what your view would be from your seat.
And that's, again, also true. And I did those
It's all
things.
true. It's all true.
And then it comes to the big waiting game of how important is that seat for that money. That took me a while. But the tickets got cheaper as I waited.
Check out Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code PHNX for $20 off your first purchase. Even more incentive to check out Game Time if you want to check out the Yotes at Mullett. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code PHNX for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. All right.
What's Bees so mad at?
I don't know.
I don't know. Bees is so mad.
When do we play the Kings next? We're done playing them this season, unless we see them in playoffs.
Bees is mad about something.
Why do you want to play the Kings again, Bees?
I don't know, Bees.
We should be happy we're done. I'm
Yeah.
happy we're done.
Amen.
And hopefully we'll be done with the Blues soon. Anywho, as Craig mentioned, we'll be live tomorrow, 2 p.m. with What Chaos for our Chaos Theory segment.
And really, those guys are great.
Pete Blackburn, DJ Bean, and Sean.
Give it a listen
DePaz.
and just, I tell you what, try it once and you'll be hooked.
Talking a little NHL news. We'll talk a little bit more Coyotes news as well. And looking forward to that at 2 p.m. So be sure to subscribe to the PHNX Sports YouTube channel so you never miss when we go live. Be sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. If you prefer listening on audio, sometimes I like to listen to podcasts when I'm driving or cooking or cleaning or whatever. Do that and leave a like. Leave a like on this on YouTube if you're watching us. We see the little thumbs up go and it makes us very happy and it also helps us out. So we sincerely appreciate that. You can follow us on Twitter. He's at SPS Hockey. I'm at Leah Merrill. Craig's at Craig S. Morgan. Danielle is at Abracadanielle. And follow the show at PHNX_Coyotes. Enjoy the rest of your Monday night, everybody. And we will see you all on Tuesday.
We all silly like the mayor.